Hi, Scary Recaps here. Today, I'm going to explain the movie Do Not Reply from 2019. Beware of spoilers. The film begins with Chelsea Wilson, who is a shy high school student. Her sister, Christina, is a cheerleader, and her best friend, Mia, is very popular, as most of the boys are very fond of her. Chelsea is jealous of Mia and her way with boys, but she gets even more jealous when she forms a new relationship. Mia wants to spend some time with her boyfriend, and with the hope of getting her out of her shell, she invites Chelsea to date a friend of his. The boy, however, harasses her, and Chelsea feels so uncomfortable, she stays away. Later on, Chelsea starts chatting with someone with the enigmatic nickname of VR Cowboy. They exchange text messages and even have a video call, on which, however, VR Cowboy's camera isn't working properly, and thus he is the only one who can see Chelsea. The young girl isn't aware of the dangers ahead and continues to chat with the unknown VR Cowboy for some time. Feeling close to him, Chelsea agrees to meet in person at a Halloween party held in a warehouse. Dressed as a cheerleader, Chelsea finally encounters VR Cowboy, who is disguised as an undead football player with a helmet. He hands her a drugged drink and abducts her. Chelsea awakens later and finds out that she is chained up in a basement. VR Cowboy comes in and introduces himself as Brad, and here is when the nightmare begins. Brad tells Chelsea that her name now is Sadie and takes her to meet the rest of his captives. She sees Megan and Heather, two girls in stupor dressed as cheerleaders, just like her, who have both assumed the name Sadie. They advise Chelsea against the notion of escape and inform her of the rules of Brad's house. Chelsea wonders about the common name the girls use, and it is revealed that Sadie was Brad's foster sister who has committed suicide right after Brad killed their own mother. Brad is haunted by her memory, and that is why he calls the girls after her. A little while later, Chelsea discovers Tina, another of Brad's captives, lying sick in a bed. She learns that Tina was pregnant by Brad, but during one of her attempts to escape, Brad beat her so badly that she lost her child. She is in a near-death state due to serious injuries that haven't been treated. Afterwards, Brad, using virtual reality goggles, rapes Heather and forces her to dance for him in her cheerleading uniform. Heather complies, hoping that Brad will let her go, but seeing Sadie through his goggles, he attacks Heather and stabs her to death. In the meantime, Chelsea tries to bring Megan back to her senses, but she is so entranced by him that she won't hear a thing. She dismisses her, claiming that Brad loves her and will never harm her. Disappointed, Chelsea turns to Tina for help, who instead begs her to end her life. Reluctant at first, she eventually agrees to bring her pills from Brad's room, but Brad learns of that and assaults Tina. He attempts to suffocate Tina with a pillow until Chelsea intervenes and decides to kill Tina herself so that she can finally find peace. After her death, Brad approves of Chelsea's act and begins to trust her. He takes her to his room, where he lets her watch Heather's death, which he recorded with his virtual reality headset. He trusts her so much that he even tells her that he plans to kill Megan in the same way with Heather. Chelsea, fearing for her life and seeing that there is no other choice, goes along and acts obediently. Yet, this leads to her shortly being raped by Brad. Later, Chelsea warns Megan about Brad's plot to kill her, but Megan is so convinced by Brad's pure heart that she refuses to listen to her. She insists that Brad is in love with her, and all she wants is to care for him. She is so blind that she tells Brad about Chelsea's warnings. Brad is furious about this and takes both of the girls and punishes them for their disobedience by locking them up in their cells. Chelsea confronts Megan through the wall their rooms share and pleads with her to help her out so they can both escape this dreadful place. She tells her that they have to work together if they want to get out alive. Megan, however, is relentless and demands proof of Brad's murderous deeds. Chelsea replies that she will show her proof soon enough. After they are both out of their rooms, Chelsea and Megan find the chance they were waiting for and enter Brad's room where he keeps the virtual reality set. Chelsea then shows Megan Heather's death and convinces her that Brad is a dangerous and evil man. But before they can do anything, Brad enters and seizes them both. He locks Megan up in her room and carries Chelsea down to the basement where he starts beating her. Megan manages to escape her confinement and rushes to the basement to save Chelsea. She comes on Brad from behind and attacks him. Brad, though surprised, tries to fight back, but he is outnumbered as Chelsea rebounds and together with Megan hit him hard using his virtual reality set. When Brad lies unconscious, the girls flee his house. Chelsea calls her parents and they call the police while Megan runs outside screaming for help. The girls are finally saved and soon Brad is apprehended by the police. A long while later, Chelsea is seen having psychotherapy with a doctor named Huntz. She tries to overcome the shock of the abduction and the tortures inflicted upon her. Meanwhile, Brad is locked up in a mental institution where he is suffering from visions of his long-dead sister, Sadie. Justice has been served at last, but at the same time, in another place, two young girls are chatting with a mysterious man, unaware of the dangers that threaten them.